Did you know Elon Musk once got caught up in the same kind of drama that Johnny Depp went through, with Amber Heard? Yeah. That might surprise you, right? Because most of us think of Elon as this genius billionaire building rockets, making electric cars, tweeting about memes. But just like anyone else, he's had his share of messy personal life moments. And if you've ever seen stories about Johnny Depp's stormy relationship with Amber Heard and thought, man, that's rough, well, Elon apparently went through something pretty similar. And honestly, doesn't that make you wonder? How even the most powerful, successful people can still find themselves in really painful relationships. You're not alone in thinking that. We've all looked at a friend, or even at our own past, and thought, why did I stay? Why did I keep going back when it hurt so much? That's what makes this story so fascinating, and relatable. So, today, let me tell you what allegedly went down between Elon Musk and Amber Heard, why people close to him said it felt just like Johnny Depp's ordeal, and what we can all take away from it. Stick with me, because by the end, you might even see a little of yourself in this story. Okay. So here's how it all unfolded, step by step. It was 2016. Amber was fresh out of her very public, very messy divorce from Johnny Depp. Headlines everywhere. Photos, court cases, accusations. And just when it seemed like the dust was starting to settle, Amber and Elon started dating. At first glance, it seemed like just another Hollywood love story. Beautiful actress. Eccentric billionaire. Why not? But the reality was anything but simple. From the very beginning, people around Elon noticed something. They said the relationship felt turbulent. Friends of his even admitted to warning him. They told him she seemed unpredictable. That the relationship already had the signs of something unhealthy. But like so many of us do when we fall for someone, Elon didn't seem to care. In fact, people close to him said it was like watching someone ride a roller coaster, those emotional highs and lows. One day, they'd be madly in love. The next, they'd be fighting. It was up and down, back and forth. Doesn't that sound familiar? And it wasn't just outsiders saying this. Elon himself, much later, admitted that after the breakup, he felt devastated. In his own words, he said he gave everything he could, and it still wasn't enough. And wow, isn't that a feeling we all know? Giving and giving, hoping it'll be enough to fix things, but deep down knowing it never really was about what we gave. But here's what really caught people's attention. The way his relationship with Amber seemed to echo what Johnny Depp described in his court battle. Johnny talked about constant arguments, mood swings, emotional whiplash. And according to some of Elon's friends, he went through almost exactly the same thing. And yet, he kept going back. They broke up. Then they got back together. Then broke up again. It became this cycle. And that's something a lot of people can relate to. Haven't you seen a friend, or even yourself, get stuck in one of those on-again, off-again situations? Even though you know it's probably not good for you, you can't quite let go. So why do we do that? Why did Elon? Well, here's something interesting. Relationship experts have a name for this. They call it a trauma bond. It happens when the emotional highs and lows actually create a kind of addiction in your brain. You start to mistake that stress and drama for passion and love. But really, it's just your nervous system getting hooked on the cycle. One therapist put it really simply, when love feels like walking on eggshells, it's not love. It's survival. And when you hear that, it kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Even someone as powerful, as brilliant, as rich as Elon Musk, is still human. He's not immune to heartache. Not immune to making choices that hurt him in the long run. And honestly, isn't there something comforting about that? Because if a billionaire rocket scientist can still cry over love, then maybe it's okay that we do too. And here's another little insight for you. One of the hardest lessons in life, and love, is learning when to walk away. When to accept that no matter how much you give, no matter how much you try, some relationships just aren't meant to work. And that doesn't mean you failed. It just means you're human. And Elon? Well, even he admitted it took him a long time to heal from Amber. He said he was deeply unhappy for months. So next time you're feeling like you're the only one who can't seem to move on, remember even billionaires struggle. And maybe, that's okay. So now, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Have you ever been in a relationship that felt like a roller coaster? Something you knew wasn't good for you, but you just couldn't let go? Drop your story in the comments. Because I think we all have at least one. And who knows, maybe your story will help someone else feel a little less alone. And hey, if you found this story fascinating, I've got another video on the channel all about Johnny Depp's emotional testimony during his trial. It's raw. It's honest. And I think you'll find it just as eye-opening. If you enjoyed this, please tap that like button. It really does help. Subscribe if you haven't already, so you don't miss stories like this one. And if you know someone who's been through some relationship drama lately, send this video their way. Oh, and one last thing. If you thought the story between Elon and Amber ends here, think again. There are more twists and turns you might not expect. So keep an eye out for part 2. Thanks so much for watching. Remember, no matter how perfect someone's life looks from the outside, everyone's story has its cracks. Be kind. Stay curious. And I'll see you in the next one.